Israel has dismissed 2 officers and reprimanded 3 others over a strike that killed 7 foreign aid workers in Gaza. They are charged with mishandling critical information and violating the army's rules of engagement. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced Israel is taking steps to increase the flow of humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip. In Belgium, the US Secretary of State welcomed Israel's decision to open a new crossing point for humanitarian aid to the Palestinian enclave.
These are positive developments, but the real test is results. And that's what we're looking to see in the coming days and in the coming weeks.
The UN Human Rights Council has adopted a resolution calling for Israel to be held accountable for possible war crimes in the Gaza Strip. It calls for a halt in the sale of arms to Israel and warns of genocide as a result of the war in Gaza, whilst Israel rejects the resolution.
It's estimated that there could be as many as 10 million landmines spread in 64 countries worldwide, and that 2 to 5 million more are being laid each year.
International Day for Mine Awareness was celebrated here at Baku's Olympic Stadium with a charity amputee football match. The majority of the players here sustained their injuries from landmines.
Today we went onto the field to say no to the mines, to warn people not to enter prohibited areas for their safety, and to highlight that the mines should be cleaned. I call on everyone to stay safe.
While Africa is the continent most severely affected by landmines, Europe is hugely impacted too, in Azerbaijan, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Ukraine, where it's estimated that 1/3 of its territory has been mined. Charities are calling for more global action.
The mine is a huge global problem. International community, of course, have to pay attention for this problem, and we have to struggle with this problem all together.
For the millions living amidst the chaos of armed conflict, especially women and children, every step can put them in dangerous path. Even after the fighting stops, conflicts often leave behind a terrifying legacy, landmines and explosive ordnance that litter communities. On this International Day, let's take action to end the threat of these devices of death, support communities as they heal, and help people return to rebuild their lives in safety and security.
Ukraine's Prime Minister Volodymyr Zelensky and France's President Emmanuel Macron are the 2 most liked European leaders, according to an exclusive poll by Ipsos for Euronews. And the 2 who are most disliked, they are Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orbán and, by a large margin, Russia's President Vladimir Putin. He's most disliked by a massive 79% of those polled. But there are exceptions when broken down at state level. 37% of Bulgarians have a positive opinion of Putin.
Many countries in Central Eastern Europe have been object of very intense, very long attempts by the Russian state to create, to promote propaganda. And Bulgaria is a clear example of it, even though the Bulgarian state and the Bulgarian government has been extremely able to push back beyond any expectation, I would say.
Among EU leaders, Macron is the one with the biggest fan club. 41% of Europeans have a positive opinion of him. That number climbs to 57% in Romania, but crucially drops to just 28% in his own country. And France is also the place where most people have a negative opinion of Macron, at 62%. Nicoli believes one of the reasons is because Macron is a very recognisable leader.
Yeah, I think he has shown leadership at European level. And it has shown leadership, and he has been able to give a very clear, image of where he would like Europe to go.
Surprisingly, some major EU leaders are not well known. Most of those polled said they don't know enough of Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk, or Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, or Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez to have formed an opinion about any of them.